how do we build better relationships? And why do we really need to build better relationships? That's what we're going to talk about in this video. So the reason why we have to have good relationships, whether it's in the work environment, whether it's friends and family, maybe it's a romantic relationship, the reason being is we can't do everything on our own. Trust me, I know from experience from trying to do everything on my own. You can't go as far without having another team. Sure, you can go and do stuff, but you're not going to be as fast and you're not going to be able to go as far, whether it's in your legacy or whatever you're trying to do. We need to be focused in on building those relationships of those around us if we're going to be successful long term. Now think about doing that. If you try to do everything on your own and you're packing everything in the backpack and you're going on a mission and you got to carry all this equipment, wouldn't it be nice to have other people that are going the same place you're going for the same mission and values? And now, when you don't have the relationship with those people, they're not going to work with you as hard. So we need to be focusing on how do we build those relationships so they're strong enough to carry us through the tough times, because there's going to be tough times. I know you want me to be positive, but I'm positive. There's going to be tough times. So how do we go and do that? Well, there's 3 questions you basically answer in any relationship to build stronger bonds. The first one is, do I like you? And that's right. It seems pretty simple, but sometimes the likability is hard. I mean, my wife, she's not very likable until she's had her second cup of coffee. We don't have conversations until she's finished with the first cup of coffee. But you gotta make sure that you're likable with those that you're showing up to work with. And that means the right kind of colors to wear, the scents, the environment. There's a lot that goes into this, not just this showing up with a smile on our face. We have to actually be showing up the right way. And there's a lot that goes into that, and I talk about that in some other videos. But we need to be focusing on building likability with those around us. It means having conversations not in the thick of things, but being able to pull someone out of the fight and say, let's go have a quick talk, where it can be more relaxed, because high anxiety areas and trying to have those kind of talks isn't going to build likability. The second question is, do I trust you? That's right, we have to answer that for other people. Do I trust you? Because without trust, nobody's going with us anywhere. So we need to be building trust on every single interaction, and that goes hand in hand with likability. The areas we show up in, the colors, all that stuff plays into the trust. And the selfishness factor. My number 1 blog that I've written is how selfishness affects trust. And when we're selfish and we're only out for our own gain, long term people will notice that, and that's why they won't trust us. And remember, people are pretty skeptical of us when we first meet them, and it takes time. Trust is a long-term thing. It's like a marathon, not a sprint. Now the third question is that we need to answer is, how can you help me? That's right. How can we help them? Not how can they help us, but how can we help them? If we make them a hero of their story, they're going to know that we're there to help them, and trust goes along with that. That builds up influence, and when we have influence, people go with us further and they stick in the fight when the times get tough. So we need to be focused on those 3 questions if we're going to go anywhere with anybody and build strong relationships. And so to wrap all this up, we need to have strong relationships, whether it's in business, whether it's in family, whether it's trying to do a mission together out on the battlefield. We have to be building these high levels of trust and influence, likability, and showing how we can make the other person a hero of their own story if we're going to succeed with them. And when we do, we get these tight bonds that actually are pretty strong. And when we need help, there's going to be somebody there lending a hand to help pick us up and get us back into the fight and help us succeed in our story. All right? Now, if you have any more questions about that, feel free to reach out. My contact information is below. If this video is helpful, hit like, share, subscribe, send to somebody you think it might benefit. That's why I do these videos, to help you. We'll see you next time.